Hey guys. Well, you know why? It wasn't long after I put out that message. And I was cruising through there and I saw the insincere, crazy, two faced snake woman, the crazy black witch on there, who acts as though she's a Christian. Oh, it's just, you know what? I think, look, guys, what is it they're calling? It's a cope, they say now, which I think is, a misuse of the word cope to replace saying that someone's in denial in some form regarding something. And denial is really thick in you people, it seems like, or them rather, whoever's listening. um, because it was going on like, oh, something like trying to imply now that you've chosen to not people, like as in to go up and be known by a great many people, which is exactly what we're going to do, and leave these others behind. But instead, like we're choosing them, and we're going to stay down and underneath them, and it's all about love. And we know your love's garbage. There's, I don't think there's any love in you. I know that you're angry. I know you're two faced. I know you're snake. I know you're like a witch and you're a liar. And so no. Whenever we said that the reason why we rejected them was not to spite them and make sure that they didn't get the prize. It was to say, we're not going to be partnered with anybody such as that. We're not going to be partnered with anyone like that at all for any reason. Having the best of both worlds is, why do I want that? I have the light. I'm of the light. I'm light on the way back to the light. I don't really want anything of this world. I don't think darkness has anything to offer. The best of darkness is probably what? Sex? Something like that? What? I mean, who cares? I don't want to be susceptible to anything of the damned darkness, anything of the evil dead. We're not going to be taking it on. The best thing that could be hoped for is that kingdom they talked about, in which those of the darkness or whatever they are who don't qualify actually to be a part of the ship would be set up in some alternate area where they could slave away, working their hard labors to earn their betterment. In other words, the last chance kind of deal. That would be the best that we could ever work out with those people. And the thing of it is any one of the darkness and the evil dead, and all these things, people have betrayed me and done all these things. Oh, we're not taking you on. We don't love you. We're not here to save you. We're not going to be being sacrificed or paying out for anything for you to do anything. If you are going to be redeemed in any way, if you are ever going to be able to hope to get up and out of the damn darkness or the eternal death, it's going to be at your expense. Like I said, we prayed to arrange such a thing for one of them the other day, and they'll be put on that, and they'll work through that, and it won't be easy. It'll probably be very unhappy and maybe sometimes scary and all kinds of different things, but for their betterment, they're going to pay for that course. Okay, and they're not going to be hooked to me. I'm not going to be hooked to them. They're not going to be a part of my deal. This will not be at my expense. I will not be with them. You understand what I'm saying? We're not going to be taking you on. You're insane if you think that's going to be the case. I'm not going to share power with you or anything else of the damned. If I were going to share power with anyone, share my throne with anything or anyone, it would be something that I wanted and accepted. And I'm not down for the love, guys. I'm just not down for this. What are you going to do? I don't care about it. It's already been proven to me. All of you have proven to me what it is. In a best case scenario, it's like one of them apparently is something to manage. And in a worst case scenario, it's trying to kill you. That's why we're like, no, we won't. We're not going to be taking on the dragon. We're not taking on anything of witchcraft or magic. We're not going to be taking on any of their contractors or their allies. We're not going to be accepting any of that as part of us. We're not going to be accepting anything that our good Lord in heaven, the Father of heaven, would object to us being joined to. We don't have a partnership with darkness. They're guilty of kidnapping us. They're guilty of trying to murder me, and they'll pay for those debts. And whenever I say you got your fantasy and you got debts to pay and this and that, that's what it is. You got debts to pay, not at my expense. I'm not going to be involved. I'm not going to be hanging out. It's not going to be connected to me. It's just not what the deal is. Now, anyone who's going to be with me or going with me or be part of the deal is loyal. And they're not going to be trouble to me in any way, shape, or form. Or it's walk the plank time. This is not going to be a mixed ship. Oh, there might be those who are members from a press gang that have been brought into service. But again, all these people who thought, well, we're going to rule over the light and we're going to trap it and enslave it and this and that. I don't. Do you somehow believe you deserve some place on the ship? Because if you were going to be taken on as anything, it'd be a slave in the ship. It wouldn't be, it's a fine ride for thee, because you were so evil. Not at all. Not one little teeny tiny bit. And I heard this idiot talking the other day about God doesn't want us to suffer. He wants us all to go out and be famous and rich and make lots of money and have everything we want, while never repenting or doing any evolutionary work within, and never taking on Him even. Never even asking Him to live within them and to guide them. Because, what? They're gods or something. Right? And they have a nature in them that's just as black as anything. All materialistic, probably not a drop of love in them, even though they may know how to feign it. They may know how to fake putting it on and pretend. They know how to pretend being sweet and nice and smile and all this stuff. And it's repulsive. Their falseness, their fakeness, their ridiculousness. So I was just wanting to get the story straight. No, we're not in partnership. No, we're not in love. We already know what your love is. We don't want it. I've said this 1,000 times. You didn't listen to me before, but you will hear it and you will understand it at some point soon. We're not being shamed out of position or anything else like it. We're going to continue up and we're going to reach our position. And I was listening to CJ earlier, and he was talking about this. And he's right on target, because the man knows me. The simple fact of the matter is these people whom I did not know were my enemies, and who some of them I thought of as family, or, a love. I was sincere, and I felt they were normal people. Remember how justice and love are blind? It's so they can see you as all the others. They don't just instantly, judge you for what you are as, because if I had my eyes on, I could look at you and go, oh, never mind. You run of the mill, dime a million, it's just what it is. There's no reason to tell your lies and say that we're in love or we're married or anything like that, because that's only going to get you in trouble. If you try to stop me from rising, you will experience many troubles. If you do anything to harm me or this body, you will experience many troubles. Another one was commenting on about how, you got a dark side, or they found out that you're not nice. No, actually, I am quite nice. I'm very, very, very nice to all people who should deserve being nice, people being nice to. And I'm quite nice often to people who don't deserve it, just simply because they're in my path. And there's no reason not to be nice, you see, because that's where I'm from. The day where people are civil. They're not all 1,000 times a moment in every second at competition with themselves and everything else. We're not a fire. We don't burn. We don't take on fire. We're light. It's a house of light. It's a house of peace. It's a house of goodness. But it's not a house of hate. It's not a house of darkness. It's not a house of turmoil or conflict. And we're not going to be taking on the fires. I pray that the Lord and the good heavens above me and all that is sky, that makes me sky, always drive out all the fires from me. Extinguish them, drive them out, and drive out all invaders. All invaders will be driven out, and these things will be treated in a much more harsh fashion. We were being sweet and nice for the longest possible time, waiting on people to do the right thing, right? And respect us and respect our boundaries. That wasn't done, so it'll be enforced, and it won't be nice. Because those who can't abide by such simple rules don't deserve any respect whatsoever from us, now do they? You know, if you can't show respect, you can't get respect. How are you going to receive love unless you can be loving and caring? You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, he was right. Whenever he was saying all these people had to do was respect you, all they had to do was be nice and act like, be caring and supportive and not deceptive and trying to trick us into something and trap us into that. And in other words, if they would just been straightforward, we would have seen them and looked at them as, these are humans and they're in need and I can help them. And besides, I've loved that one and this one's my relation like that and this is like that. And what they've proven to me is that, nope. There's no familial title or relationship that was real and or anything that was to be respected or valued. All of that's dead and gone, and none of them have a claim to me. Nothing of my bloodline has a claim to me unless they are of the light, unless they are day. That's it, and that's the final word on that. It doesn't matter what your name is, or your title, or who you're supposed to be to me, or who I'm supposed to be to you. If you've aligned yourself with darkness, then you're my enemy. If you help my enemies, you're my enemy. And that's just the way it is. Do I have to hate anyone? No, I don't, because I can't, because I don't have hate. Yes, it was said in the book, you have to hate your mom and dad or something like that, which is something that turns people off, but it is a figure of speech, something that the other side doesn't seem to understand, except whenever it benefits them. Yeah, I think I covered it again. Did I cover it all? Again, yes, I do renounce all marriages, kingdom marriages or kingdom spouses, because or any other form of union or contract with anything of the demonic or the satanic, which is the same thing, or of the darkness, which is all the same thing. Shadow and night. It's all the same thing, now isn't it? It's all the darkness. And who's its master? If you become the darkness, if you are of the darkness, if you join the darkness, who is your master? Whom I should say is your master? Well, it's not light. I'm sure it's not love, even though you might still have love in you, and the love in you was what tricked you into doing something bad or wrong, because that was probably stirred up by anger, which is the big problem for all of them. Because anger is the one who gives you the justification to be covetous. Those people don't belong. They don't deserve their gifts. We should trap them and enslave them and siphon their energies off of them to use to our purposes, because we're the ones who are chosen, not them. It makes no difference that the gifts are theirs and given to them, and they're supplied from the heavens above and loved by the heavens above and God people instead of us. But we'll take their place. No, you will die with those types of intentions. And you will die again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Hundreds of deaths more than likely. It's someone like that who is working against the light, trying to keep the light down, enslave it to use it to its own purposes for its benefit. Well, those people do owe us a great deal. And whether they pay me directly or heaven, there'll be a collection of that. And so again, I heard a story about some of them that was trying to do this or that, and there's, again, I told you before, I don't need your name, I don't need your number. I only need to know what you're guilty of. Justice will come for you whenever sent. And there's no statute of limitations, none whatsoever. That's the way it works, guys. And I can't forgive somebody who doesn't talk to me and say, forgive me. And probably the best I could do anyway would be like some provisional forgiveness. Like, well, you'll be forgiven when you'll be in a state of forgiveness to the extent of da-da-da-da while you labor at blah, 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 blah. But again, those days of the other side doing the right thing and or following a path to change and becoming something more palatable is gone. And it was because it was all done the wrong way, and it was all very hostile and mean and vicious and etc. And we all covered all that a million times. And I really do not appreciate all these prophetic world people who, when you try to listen to the 4 minutes of message they may have, turn it into 15 or 20 minutes, because what they need to do is to go over once again all the things that they may have or possibly did do to you. Doing what? Trying to reopen a wound of some sort if there was one, or if it mattered in some way. It's like you people are just freaking ridiculous. Oh, and the love scene, the romance scene. Well, and that's stupid. I saw one version of probably one of the things that's the same pop up in one of those videos again the other night, and they were talking about how they've done this and they've established themselves like that, and they've got a beautiful life, and apparently they've established a career and this and that and so on and so forth. And where's my man? Where's now they're even in recent times speaking of love again. It's just that desperate for them that they're actually using 4-letter words like that when they don't have any. They may know what it looks like to demonstrate love, if you have it, but I don't think they feel it except when, and again, kids, sure, so you finally will acknowledge that, oh, we have value beyond value, huh? That, yes, people want to be around us because we are blessed. We is Him. The light that in us radiates certain things, and it's feeding our nature, the core of us. And what I mean by the core is, I mean that core personality, that core being of me, which everybody refers to as, the love or this or that or some little baby or whatever. And that's why they're always calling it the baby, because it's a baby. It's innocent and good by nature. That's what it is. You have to have that in any world that you're going to have. Otherwise, you just have darkness. E.g., hell. Close parentheses. I mean, what would it be like to be in a world where there is no innocence and you can't experience it again? You cannot be imbued with it. You will not feel the light. You will not feel the love. You cannot be inspired by any such sentiments as that, because you won't feel it. But yet still you can feel fear and anger and angst and anxiety and all manner of bad things. Because why? It's the darkness. That's why. So I'm getting that recognition from you, you crazy idiot. Clean your soul up. You said, oh, and this is why they want to be around you. This is why they want to marry you. Well, no clue. Like, what? Jeez, Dara. This is why you wanted to enslave it. This is why you wanted to keep it for yourself. This is why you wanted to keep it down, so it would not rise above you and leave you. Because you know that you'll never be able to keep up with it. Once it rises to a certain height and is seen by so many, you'll be lost in a sea of them. You've been given 20 years to do the work. You need to let go. We're not going to take on or abide anything that's going to keep us down or keep us from being who we were supposed to be. It's obvious, by every measure, and by every version of the story. We don't have any choice but to be who we're going to be. And that says we're going to have to go up and be known by a whole bunch of people. And yeah, I know it's a sad thing for a whole bunch of people. But you know what? The one thing I am really glad about in all this suffering and pain and misery, and some people say, well, you had to go through it to be able to be the person that you are. Well, I didn't have to go through it to be who I was supposed to be. I know that. Because I could have done it way back in the 70s if I could have woken to the fact of what I was and where I was supposed to be and how I was supposed to navigate and what I was supposed to do. And of course, that one of those avenues, and most likely the initial course into the game, which is to go out of the game, would probably have been music. And then movies, just to top it all off, and me and Elvis would be hanging out by now. I'm real sure of it. But I'm going to end it here because I'm getting tired of talking about it. It's my way or the highway. What you've done, exactly what you've done, is what I've told you, I've warned you against. From the very, very beginning. They started talking about this and that and making these sounds, and then it got louder and louder until, they were showing that they hated love. They hated Cupid. Or they hated love in general. They hated the things about me that surround me and minister, protect me, help me. They don't like those. They don't like the angels. They don't like heaven. They don't like things of light for some reason. I've seen more disrespect for Christ in the last 20 years than I ever could imagine I would have. And what you've done is demonstrate to me exactly what you are. So that your gifts and your charms and all your deceptions and all your ways have become useless against me. There's no psychological or emotional ploy that you're going to be able to use that's going to be really effective. I mean, I might for a moment go, the old days would have dictated this or that. I'm really not going to feel it. I'm going to remain detached from it, and I want to be above it, and I want to be like, well, some people are in trouble, some people are dying, some people are in misery, some people are this, some people are that. And you know what? That's been going on forever, as far as I know. One of them said, "Let me tell you a little secret. There's always need." I saw one of them going on the other day about, how you're terrible for not caring about this or that tragedy. Well, how many damn tragedies can they present to you in one day? How many times will you say, I'm sorry for that? Because I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry a bit. I'm not going to feel bad about anything for anyone or regarding anyone. That's not my game, is it? You have to be wiser than that. What a fool believes he sees is always better than nothing. But a wise man has the power. I'll just take it back to rock and roll. Rock and roll in the Bible. Well, there you go. If you don't have the verse in the Bible that you can reference, well, there's always a rock song you could reference. Probably a similar sentiment. I'm being facetious. Yes, I am. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the message. I hope you understand that no Just because you can look pretty doesn't mean I'm going to love you. It doesn't mean I'm going to have anything to do with you. I will not entertain or be in connection with anything that opens doors between me and the darkness, between me and anything that's a danger to me or has any hostile intentions towards me. See, that's what I've been taught. That's what I mean by self-preservation. I told this thing like 16, 17 years ago, something like that, goodbye. And it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't accept it. Wouldn't honor me. It would not respect that. Okay? So I say, damn the evil feminine that calls itself divine, which hates the masculine. Damn it. I'll not accept it. When I say, what you've done to me, you'll pay me back for. I am light. I am day. I am sky. I'm not the other. We're not taking the other on. It doesn't mean that we are not going to be caring in the sense that we might be able to work out an arrangement in the future when we are in place and out of completely disconnected. Because see, at some point soon, we're going to be completely unavailable to all things of darkness. They will not have any contact, no spiritual or energetic connections with me. These that have betrayed me, these that have worked against me, and done evil things and plotted and so on against me, shall not be a part of me. They're not a part of the circle of the trust, are they? No, they're not. And they'll have no power or ability to include themselves with me. I will be out, up, and away from them, out of their reach. There won't be any reason for me to be diplomatic or to be understanding anymore, because none of that really worked anyway, and that was all simply the good, nice, sweet behavior that we try to afford anyone. Again, and plus also since so many of them involved have presented themselves as those we truly did care about, but the patience is gone. And we're just done with it. We're over it, and we're going to continue up. Like I said, we're going to continue to rise. I got confirmation again that we're receiving what we need to level up again, some type of promotion or something. And it won't be long after that until we're just naturally doing the things that we need to do to be in contact with all those people that we more day and receive the contributions that we need to facilitate our business and its growth, which has been predicted to grow in an exponential form, which I believe now, which I also believe I will too. And all those things that I was showing that comes up off of me, all that's going to become more and more evident, more and more lit. And I will be more and more closer to being in my place, which, where I'm supposed to be, is basically right there in between that peak pointed up and the peak pointed down, I think. It's a bridge. It's all good, and it's going to be better, and we're getting better, and we continue to improve. And I praise the heavens above for that and all that is the good Lord of light and life. Instead of trying to tell more lies and finagle and scheme and do all that garbage, because I know some of them I've been hearing they're predicted to do this, that, and another, and they've got a whole bunch of debt to pay off, and that, and so on and so forth. See, I guess it's just like the Reznor song where he's singing about how you get me closer to God. Some of you, I would have to surmise, do not have the option to reach out to God. And that's what the whole problem has always been. Like the dragon. That dragon I knew. Well, hell, I think I've known a few of them, really. But once I said to them, it's your right to be loved. It's your God-given right to be loved. However, if you turned on the God who is love and light, which is really the love, I think. And you join the other side and become the enemy. Yes, you have given up your right to be loved, and probably, again, I'm not saying that once you've gone over to the other side and become fully black, that there's no way back. They just say that when they turn black, they don't come back. And I can tell you, if there is a way to come back, it's a grueling experience. It will not be fun. It will be not nice. It will not be sweet and happy. It will not be a all your dreams come true kind of ride. I can guarantee you that, just from what I've experienced. And I know I sent a man down the road on a journey one day. I didn't know I was sending him on the journey. It was just somebody was doing something I had to take care of. And but they came out the end of it improved. They knew more. I'm sure they were a little lighter. They probably had a lot less anger, if any at all. They should have lost that in the process. But as I say, once we're in position and we're got our nice division line between me and all that is dangerous to us, and have worked out how to rebuild my eye maybe or something like that. I'm going to have to manufacture one, I guess. But I want to improve my third eye vision and have it repaired in a sense is what I'm looking to do, because it's not exactly the same as it was. And it used to be, it was something. But anyway, no matter. The good Lord is with us. The sun is shining. The day has risen high into the sky. We're frosty cool, like we should be, made of the sky. Good blues, goodness, good light too. So, yay! God bless each and every one of you that have helped, and all of you that work to contribute to the repairs and the betterment and our ascension, and is not the enemy, not guilty of all these other things that they've done to us. Well, I just love you because you're day. And you're good, and you've never betrayed me. Well, guys, we're going to continue on. It's getting better. It won't be long.